Come, adventurers, and sit at the bard's table, for I have a tale to spin for you all. Recently, I began DMing a campaign with a few of my buddies from high school. A pretty simple campaign in premise. A race across the country that had been recovering from a war with a demonic incursion. The cast of this story are Aqua, the Water Genasi Druid, played by Emil's player from my other D&D stories, Cassandra, the Azamar Cleric of Apollo, and the focus of this story, Shepard, the Tiefling Druid played by the DM of the previous campaign I played in. Now, on to the story. My PCs found themselves approaching the town of Weldsleep. Upon passing through the first gate of this halfling village, now open for all races displaced by the war, they came upon a field. In that moment, a half-sheared sheep came barreling forward. Shepard, a druid of the Circle of the Shepherd, knelt down and spoke with this sheep. His name was Fast, and he was quite afraid of his master who was using sharp things to shear him. Pretty obvious fear for a sheep, in all honesty. But this is where the groundwork for her army began, with one sheep named Fast. Shepard proceeded to take the time to speak with the sheep, and they eventually met the sheep's shepherd, or owner in this case, Darius, the halfling former soldier in the demonic war. Darius was a happy-go-lucky man, and he gladly let the party stay at his place while they explored Weldsleep, looking for one of the trinkets that they were supposed to receive for the race. Progressively, as the sessions went on, Shepard would go out into the barn and speak with more and more of the sheep. And now, all of the sheep were beginning to be organized by Shepard. Seriously, asking animal handling from a druid is a foolish idea. There were a series of successful rolls, 3 of which being critical 20s. Shepard coordinated the herd of sheep into a great manner of her design, her choice, her organization, and most importantly, her words and into her service. She deemed 2 sheep above the others, Fast, the half-sheared sheep, and Sass. Sass was convinced, literally by being pulled up above the other sheep while Shepard was among them, and deemed the one above them all. He was convinced that he was the sheep above all other sheep. A sheep army. Around night 3 or 4 of staying at Darius's, Shepard was doing her typical things of exploring outside at night. She wasn't one for houses or running tools growing up in the forest and as a tiefling, so she was definitely more into the outside, I'll sleep with the sheep, sleep where they sleep type. During her exploration, her dark vision picked up on 3 kobolds running on the outside of the farm. So, she approached them. After a few moments of conversation, she learned that the kobolds were a group of thieves, attempting to rob the house of their kind halfling host. She spoke to them, and with a few more lucky persuasion rolls, Shepard convinced the kobolds to wait while she went and got them a treasure greater than any other, and a trick to speak to animals. These kobolds rode poorly against her persuasion, and they waited for her. And waited, and waited. Shepard rallied her army of sheep, and then marched them forward, back to where the kobolds were. She ordered them to surround the kobolds, and the leader asked one question. What is the trick you're trying to pull? Can we learn it? Are these part of the trick? Shepard's response? Yes. And then she said 2 words. Get them. It was 3 kobolds against 36 sheep. There were no rolls that needed to be done because the damage was there and done. These kobolds were battered, head-butted, hooved, bumped into, knocked around, to the point where they shuffled and ran away. And Shepard stood there victorious, having to never roll initiative to fend off 3 kobolds by herself. The next morning, she brought the sheep before Darius, and told him that these sheep would protect his land. And protect it they would, but that's a story for another day. There are 36 sheep that are level 1 fighters waiting in the wings. All thanks to a Circle of the Shepherd druid and her excellent persuasion rolls. And that is how Shepard became the Shepherd. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like or comment down below. And until next time, may all your rolls be critical hits.